What's up, everybody? It's your main man, 360 the Poet. Hey, Las Vegas, get ready to celebrate Freedom Day with Rainbow Dreams Educational Foundation at the 23rd Annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival. It's going down Saturday, June 15th from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Expo World Market Center located at 435 South Grand Central Parkway. Join us for a Jubilee celebration like no other, featuring food, vendors, live DJs, prizes, and a free concert you won't want to miss, featuring Billboard Top 10 artist Jay Brown, along with Maya Milan, Vice City, and Vegas' own Ray Millie. Free health screenings provided by Southern Nevada Health District. There's a kid zone, prizes, giveaways, and more. Empowering people and igniting the culture at the 23rd Annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival. For more information or to register for your e-tickets, visit June19lv.com. That's June19lv.com. This event is powered by Zappos, Google, and the Love Live campaign. Love freely, love openly, love fearlessly. Live you equals you.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Big Shook, host of the Undrafted Outlaw Sports Show. Man, listen, if you want some real down south, Louisiana-style Cajun food, you need to go check out DB's Cajun Kitchen. Yo, they got lobster and grits, seafood boils, signature fries, signature po' boys, signature egg rolls, and desserts. Oh, and my favorite, them gumbo tacos. Yo, they open from 11 to 8, Wednesday to Monday, 11 to 5:30 on Sunday. Located in North Las Vegas at 4343 North Rancho Drive. They even have to-go orders and catering. Hit them up, 725-780-1850, or go to the website, dbcajunkitchen.com. So, yo, don't just tell your friends about me. Tell them about DB's Cajun Kitchen.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com. Tuned in to Hotlyte right here on hot7025fm.com. I am fine, Nasty Carrice, and of course, you know what, we got to get a real risky out here, and it's coming up to Juneteenth, and who better to have a conversation with than Mr. Meshorn Daniels. How you feeling?
Hey, what's up? It's nice to be back with you. And,
it is.
Yeah,
we definitely
have a risky conversation with me.
Absolutely. We definitely need to do that. So here we are having a lot of risky conversation. We're ready. You got your Juneteenth shirt on. Shout out to your Juneteenth shirt.
Got my 100 hat.
Got your 100 hat. I got my 100 hat. I cannot wait to wear it. And
you did get it.
Yeah, we're good to go. So shout out to you, for sharing that with me. I really appreciate that. And how you feeling? You feeling good?
I am feeling real good. Clarice, let me just tell you that since the last time I was on this show with you, I have grown. It is beautiful to have multiple people in your life and sharing different stuff with you and everything. And probably the most important thing I've come to realize is that my story needs to be heard by everybody,
Mhm.
everyone. And there's no one off the table, even around the world. And so I want to let everybody know right here, I'm making it be known moving forward, right here. I am giving away my audio book for 99 cents. My
Yes.
audio book for 99 cents. UncleMeSean.com. UncleMeSean.com. I got a message there. Have you listened to my message? Matter of fact, can you play my message?
Can I
Can
play
you
your
go to
message?
Yeah, yeah. You can go to UncleMeSean.com and tap on the 99 cent, and there's a message that it'll be nice. Everybody can hear that message. It's the message I want everybody to understand for Juneteenth, Father's Day, and moving forward.
Yeah, so I go to your website. I'm typing on Juneteenth audiobook. Okay.
No,
Let
no,
me see.
yeah, you
Is it
see
on
it at the
YouTube?
no. It's actually it's on my website. All you got to
Yeah, I see it
do,
on your website, but I'm trying to figure out how to play it here. So is it also on YouTube? On your
or
YouTube page?
you can actually push the where it says 99 cent.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So our system's a little different. So I'm gonna try to. I'm
Oh,
gonna try to find it real quick because I see it says YouTube. So I'm
it
gonna
does
find
say
it.
YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it while we chat. How you feeling about coming up on having your audiobook out and then offering it so that everyone can have access to it? Like how does that
Well,
feel for you?
to be honest with you, I have to give Antonio T. Smith Jr. Credit for that. He's a gentleman. He's a millionaire business partner of mine who is slated to be a billionaire. He's in AI.
Okay.
And him and I was talking, and he said, "Me, Sean." He gave you can go on my website and see the review he gave my book. And
Hmm.
he's the one that told me, Sean, listen, let's not even play with this, man. Let's not even lollygag with this. Your book is so interesting and so need to be heard that, brother, you need to get everybody need. And when he said, give it away for 99 cents, like, dude, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? But when he broke it down to me and explained the importance of it and what that means and everything, I feel him. So
Right.
that's why.
Right.
That's what I said.
Accessible to everyone. So I do have your
Exactly.
message up. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that real quick, and we'll check back in a
Oh,
second.
good. I would have. Yes. Go ahead. When I wrote my book, I'm Not Your Black America, I was thinking about you. I was thinking about each and every one of you who's younger than me. I was thinking about all the generations that came before me that men like myself didn't have the ability to speak because of the color construct kept them boxed in such a manner that men, husbands, fathers, and uncles weren't allowed to speak and say their truth. When I wrote my book, I thought about all the young males where I want to help them to have the voice to be able to stand up and defend themselves, defend their wives, defend their children. Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, if they would have been able to build. What about the multiple businesses in multiple cities that if they would have been built, we will not be having the economic disparity that we have in today. If descendants of American slave communities, we were, specifically our men, were forced to silence, forced to docile, forced to inferiority, to see ourselves less than, so we could not defend ourselves. When I wrote my book, I thought about my grandchildren. I thought about my children. I thought about the future. I want to make my book available for every single one of you. Listen to it. Give a listen to my audio book. This is your Uncle Me, Sean. I'm asking you for 99 cents. I specifically want my demographics of people. Are you who have been mistreated solely because of the color of your skin? I definitely want you to listen to my book. I would think that each and every one of you find it quite valuable. This is your Uncle Me, Sean, from Louisville, Kentucky, originally from Miami, Florida. Give a listen to my book. Thank you. Hey,
Right.
hey,
Okay.
hey. Hey, is that not beautiful?
I like it. I like the message, and I think it's important because I mean, I think this having like a diverse view, and then
Right.
two having people of all ethnicities taking a look and a listen to something that maybe they wouldn't have been able to discuss before.
You are right there. You are right there. And so let's dive into something. And I just want to go hit it right. I'm going to knock it right out. Knock it right out. Let's knock it out. When I talk about our demographics of men not having a voice and not being able to, stand and defend their wives and defend their children, it makes me think about the Emmett Till story. Everybody, since this is Father's Day, this is Father's Day, and we're talking about men. Everybody tells a story about Emmett Till from the feminine side, from the mother side, and I'm not going to take anything away from that. It was her part, and her needing to tell her part of the story was very needed. But doing my research, and when I was trying to find, why is it that our stories always seem to be feminine instead of masculine, I went straight to people ask me, why do you say Uncle Michon? Well, I thought about Uncle Morse Wright. Uncle Morse Wright. Everybody says that he allowed them to take his nephew out his house. I want us to think about that. Actually, I believe what happened is that Uncle Morse Wright realized he failed his nephew by not really understand. He was not astute to realize that he didn't have the power and authority, and he wasn't really walking in what we call true manhood, able to protect his children, protect his wife, and everything. He wasn't really walking in that in Money, Mississippi, and he didn't realize it. So when those people showed up to his house, when those guys, that mob showed up, that man had to make a quick decision. He had to make a decision to say, I'm either going to, defend this little boy or save my family. And unfortunately, he had to sacrifice that little boy to save his family. Now, a lot of people say, oh, that's so harsh. But let me explain something to you. If he would have stood up and tried to fight them from getting that little boy, it would have been, during that time, it would have just been another story about a family been burnt and killed and everything, and nobody would have known about the story.
But let's talk about too, like one of the quotes that comes from him. It says that it was when he finally decided to go ahead and point out who did what. Right? He says it was the first time in my life I had the courage to accuse a white man of a crime. So let alone something terrible as killing a boy. That just lets me know that he had this cowardly behavior when they did come to his house. So whether we want to, of course, believe like he did this to save his family, right? But I'm
not. I can't allow you to do that to him. You call him a coward.
That's what he's saying. I'm saying saying that he lacked the courage. That was his own quote.
But the fact of the matter is, that man, I'm a military guy. He had options. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, if he would have had the courage to fight them, we would not even know the story.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about Money, Mississippi in the 60s. We're talking about a period of time where our men didn't have no authority, no nothing. If he would have stood up, then they would have like, boy, this ain't no courtesy call. What are you talking about? They would have killed him, that little boy, and all those, and his whole entire family.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do believe he did lack the courage, but he
right, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that. I understand them going into the house, and he's like, he has to make a decision, right? He has his kids there. He had his wife there.
Props. He had to make a decision.
He made a decision, and the thing is that according to, we'll go through the last translation through movie. with they enter the home. They went through the whole house to find the kid, right?
Do you think that's gonna happen today?
But I don't. Oh no! You're not getting past the front door. Pow,
you're not
pow.
getting past the front door. Right?
Pow, pow. You're not getting past the front door.
No, there's gonna be some problems.
Right, and I understand that in those times it was a different situation. That makes me think about this, because some of the boys that were in the house were almost adult boys, right? So let's talk about this, and this is gonna throw y'all to the left, okay? Because Kanye West did say, that slavery was a choice. He said slavery was a choice. So
many of us got mad at him.
I wasn't mad at him. I wasn't mad at him, because the reality is that if we had 300 people who look like me, strong, big fellas, ladies, look like me, okay, and we got a family of 5, and the only thing between us is them and 5 guns.
Yeah.
We're winning. I'm gonna win with my 299 friends. Okay,
that's right. Exactly.
So I don't believe that Kanye was wrong in what he said. His delivery is sometimes horrendous.
I debated. It's good. Thank you for bringing that up, because that is again, that ties into that. Slavery is a choice when you think about the choices you have to live or die.
Right, and I think that initially it may not have been a choice, because they were trapped in a situation where they're like, "What the hell?" They were captured with, and tied down and things like that, and then too, not understanding a language, and then so you're in a situation where like you're trying to figure out what's going on, and then you get in a situation where you're indoctrinated into this space, right? But oftentimes the people who were trying to, get out of the space were the ladies, and they're going back to freedom. Listen, y'all come with me.
Yeah. So in closing with that little conversation, I want to acknowledge the man had courage when he stood and went to court and took his little boy. He sent his family away to Chicago, but he kept his youngest son with him, and give him courage. He stood there and pointed out those men, even though they did not get punished at all. But he had the courage. But the most important thing, during his time, there were never a time that a black man like him stood up against white men and lived. That man got out of Money, Mississippi, and he went to Chicago. Do you know that him and his wife got a divorce after that? Life just was.
I would have divorced him too. I'm sorry. But that's not. But listen, be sure and listen, because we don't know what happened behind the scenes. We don't know what else. We don't know what else. But we don't even know what else he was cowardly about. Be sure and raise your camera just a little bit for me. But we don't know what else that he was cowardly about. That's his wife. His wife might have had a whole different experience with him versus. I just think that we don't know why. I'm not gonna say, she divorced him because of that. No, it probably was right. That's what I'm saying. It probably was several incidents where she's like, I don't feel protected, so I'm out of here.
Hey, I know one thing. If my wife today didn't feel like I would defend her, she gone. There's no question about it.
Because especially women who naturally are nurturing and kind like me, I definitely want to feel protected by my husband. I want to, what I mean? I want to know, if we go to this place and some stuff goes off, is he going to defend me, right? Or is he going to defend our kids? Or is he going to, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is with that situation, I don't know if that's why they got divorced. But it could be that he was cowardly in a lot of different situations.
So with that being said, this is my thing to every. This is my Father's Day, my man, husband, and father acknowledgement. And I'm glad that I'm saying it on your show. Here's what I'm about to say. I am 63 years old, born after 61. In my generation, in my time, I have never seen our men be more vocal, more outspoken, and more intentional about their purpose and what they believe than the times that I'm seeing right now. And
As it should be.
I want to acknowledge that. I want every man to understand the reason why we can feel that way, because we fear less of the KKK. We fear less of lynching. We feel less of what Uncle Morse Wright happened to him. We feel less than we can now defend and protect our women. Our women know now that their men can stand up and do the things that back then we did.
Right.
So,
but I do think that has to do with generation. So you said you were born in the 60s?
1961.
So you're born in the 60s. I think that there's been a transition with the next generation, 70s, right. 80s, right? Where there's been a open level of communication, like everyone's communicating differently, communicating more effectively, or saying, hey, when this happened to me, I felt this way, or when you said this to me, it made me feel this way. And I think that's the part that's been opening up more conversations. So we have millennial conversations, we have Gen Z conversations. Some people say, "Oh, this generation, they're so weak." No, they just not going to take your.
They're not take exactly,
and they're going to tell you how they feel about it. Whereas we weren't able to do that, in earlier times. So I think that that's just the path that we're going on.
So
and it's just people are able to have more conversations.
I have a story to back up what you're saying. I mean, you knew before I met you, before I got with you, I think I told you that I was in a lawsuit. You remember I told you I was in a lawsuit? I just had this conversation with a couple other people, and they told me, Misho, do you realize you did something that led to you being fired and you didn't even realize it? And I said, what are you talking about? I told them about the 2 times that I had an incident with this manager. And because of my personality, and I'm the Michael Jordan in the operating room. I'm a bad mother, shut your mouth, all right? I'm good, all right? So what happened is that 2 times, this same nurse manager had brought me in her office with some BS. And I called her on it. I like, lay here, you can look at here. And I walked out of her office 2 times. He said, because I knew who I was. And what happened, my partner said to me, he said, Misho, oh, she was after you, dude. She's like, what? So that last time that they fired me on the wrong thing, a wrongful termination. And they fired me thinking that I was a broke, ignorant, Nigger. And I filed a lawsuit against them in 2018. That corporation, I'm talking about $1 billion corporation. I can't say the name because I'm gagged. But what I learned is that they gagged me for certain reasons. This is what I was telling you earlier. I just had a new epiphany. I realized what they gagged me not to talk about my masculine posture and position. They don't want me to be able to say that I beat them 5 years. They brought out everything, sis. They lied on me. I mean, they tried to intimidate me. They tried everything, and I outlasted them. And we made them, my wife and I made them come to the table, and they had to come correct. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the time that I'm growing up now, this never would have happened. This woman lied on me. If this would have happened to me 50 years ago,
it would have been silence. You would have just carried on, right?
I would have just carried on.
I want to read something from Miss Angela Jackson Brown. By the way, Miss Angela, we might be cousins. Okay. We need to speak out about the traumatic experiences that go back to the Middle Passage enslavement against African people and humanity. I mean, I think that that has been general conversation. I think that we know that where the trauma comes from, right? It's essentially being able to have open conversations and say, hey, the reason why you're doing that And the reason why you're behaving that way and the reason why you think this way has to do with traumatic experiences, not only from our ancestors, but maybe from your parents who have carried that over to you. So yeah, absolutely, we need to
So
have
I'm
that dialogue.
I'm allow you to take me where you want to go for right now.
Let's
I got
talk
what I want to say.
Let's talk about Juneteenth real quick, because we need to talk about Juneteenth and how you feel about it. There's some mentions in your book about the color construct when it comes to Jamestown.
Where it originated from. I sent you a text. I kind of put something together.
You sent me on my phone?
On your phone, yes. I did that so I can have a little, I can stay on point. I know I can get all over the place, but I did that so you can understand how I want to take this. So Juneteenth, let's make sure we understand something. And I want people to understand, I'm going to laugh about this. Culturally, the dominant European culture really didn't want to give us Juneteenth. I'm just go ahead and keep it 100 with us, okay? They really didn't want it, but their hands was forced.
Real quick, because there are some people that may be listening that have no idea what the heck Juneteenth is. So I just want to go ahead and explain to you. Juneteenth is a holiday celebrated on June 19th. All right, it's to commemorate the emancipation of enslaved people in the U.S. It was first formulated in Texas. Long story short, this is what happened. Right, they told some of the people slavery's over.
Right.
And then they conveniently forgot to tell the others. Okay.
In Texas.
And I'm sure it was surrounding areas too.
It was other states too. I love it.
It was definitely
the state of Kentucky too. Nobody wants to acknowledge, but the state of Kentucky actually did not stop slavery either. It was two or three other states.
And Mississippi, I think slavery is still legal in Mississippi today. Okay, this is 2024. So just to explain to those of you who do not know what Juneteenth is, that is where it originates from. Now it is a federal holiday. And we're still trying to figure out how in the hell it's celebrated. Okay, but it is what it is.
Well, I thank you for doing that, and so that'll be able to explain or people understand why I say the dominant European culture, they grudgingly.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you say dominant?
That's you asked that question. It's in my book, and I have a lot of people that ask that question. Okay, so I say the dominant European culture or the dominant culture because what the Black Panthers told me when I was 18 years old. Okay, when I was 18 years old, I asked them why the Black Panther, and they told me a lot of us don't. He said a lot of people don't understand why we created the Black Panthers, and I say so. And this is what came out. They said, we created the Black Panthers because of the dominant culture, and he used the terminology like they're the lion. He said, so we had to create a cat like them. So they're the lion, they're the big roar, they're the dominant culture. But lions and leopards or tigers and panthers don't roam in the same territory. So what he was saying is that we had to create a perimeter. If you think about the Black Panthers, that's what they did. They created
originally the Black Panthers was actually created in order to create programs so that our community, people who look like us, will have access to food, access to resources, things like that.
Right. Exactly. So he said, what we discovered when we picked up arms to defend ourselves, to try to protect ourselves from the dominant culture, we realized that we were not in a position militarily, financially, and everything to fight up against the dominant culture. And then he said this to me, he said, there are going to be a time in your lifetime that you all are going to be able to fight up against them. He said, we had to disband the Black Panthers because the government gave us a choice.
I just want y'all to know the Black Panthers is still around.
Oh no, but not organized in the manner that they were organized back then.
It is.
That's another conversation.
But it's good. But
that's another conversation.
But we're gonna keep that aspect of the new Black Panthers private, okay?
Yeah,
because it's only a conversation for people who look like us.
The dominant culture, what I'm talking about, the dominant culture that controls the paper, controls the money, controls the legal. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about white. I'm not talking about color. A lot of people think I am. I'm not. I'm talking about the culture that is in control, is controlling the environment that we have to learn how to navigate it. And I used this when I worked in operating room. Good example. When I worked in operating room, I was the only one looked like myself. The culture, I don't like the code. I had to learn how to navigate in the, black folks don't like cold like that, but shoot. When I complained about how cold it was, you know what they used to say? Get over yourself, okay? It is what it is. I had to suffer or navigate and deal in an environment that I was not conducive to. So once I understood that, you don't get angry. You don't get mad about it. You don't get it. You what? You adapt to overcome. So that's why I say the dominant culture.
I think that you adapted to that code based off of your military background, because I would have been like, look here, this is way too damn cold. I can't do it. So yeah, but so let's talk about Jamestown. Let's talk about inserts in your book that specifically talk to that, and like, why did you feel it important to include that? And I don't want to. Our first couple of conversations about this, I kind of like went through the book and we did inserts, but I want you guys to read and listen to it for yourselves.
Yes, it's very important that each and every one of you read it. And not read it. I want you to go, I want you to go get that 99 cents, take advantage of that 99-cent audio. But I'm going to do a little quick. See, being that I'm a surgical technologist and I'm a medical professional, one of the things that I've learned about the medical is that if you want to learn something, okay, you have to unlearn to relearn. It's in my book. I talk about unlearning to relearn. Well, you have to know where something comes from so you can understand how you got there. So when I did it, started researching my book, I discovered that the color construct began in Jamestown with Bacon Rebellion. Okay, Bacon Rebellion. Okay, Nathaniel Bacon, he organized what we call the or the deplorables. I'm gonna use the word that Hillary used, deplorables. Okay. Underserved people who was being mistreated. He organized them to go up against the elitist and privileged class. He killed them. They messed around and killed majority of them. The Britain, because during that time, Jamestown of Virginia, it was a double territory. It was Britain and America, double territory in that time. So they had to go back to Britain, bring the ships, and they came back and killed his whole militia. When they organized and killed out his militia, they said to make sure that this never happened again. And what I'm saying is in the movie Roots. How many of us know, did you know that the movie Roots was written before 1776? Did you know that?
I can't say that I knew that, but I would imagine that there were stories told down, passed down,
So the story about Roots is written before 1776. So what happened is that when they killed the militia of Nathan Bacon's and the militia of Nat Turner, all these are all in the same period before 1776. The dominant culture, this is why I use this word, the dominant culture, to prevent this from happening again, they told their poor white trash, trailer park, uneducated, you're white. You're white. And we need you to manage all non-white people. Think about it. It's in the movie Roots. In the movie Roots, who's the one managing the slaves and everything? Not the highly educated. They got the poor, ignorant, but they told them, you white like us. They didn't tell them you poor. We told them they were white. And it never got challenged. Why? Because culturally, our men, even Nat Turner tried to fight up against it. could not fight up against it. And so when America went into 1776, they'll have, do you realize 2 decades, 2 centuries had already passed before America had formed in 1776. So they have already gotten accustomed to what? They're slaves. What the hell? We making all this money off these people. You ain't about to give this money up. So when 1776 came along, now you understand what 3/5 was all about. 3/5 had nothing to do. Oh, we trying to make sure. No, 3/5 was about making sure that those number of slaves that outnumbered them in some of those slave states would not vote them out. So they made them 3/5. And so the Civil War was about two brothers fighting against one another about slavery. I'm taking it all the way up there. So what happened during that period of time, yes, Abraham Lincoln, everybody know Abraham Lincoln. He even said, lay here, and I'm paraphrasing, I do not want to come in between a man having the right to take care of his rights of slaves.
Is that the voice? Is that the voice he had? Yeah, that voice.
Yeah, I'm just clowning. But he said that, I don't want to
center yourself in the camera for me. We got you cut off a little bit.
I do not want to come in between folks that want to have slaves. But he said, but for the good of what? For the good. Listen to what he said. For the good of us all, we got to do what we got to do. Because it was outside forces outside the United States. So I'm a military guy, so I understand.
That weren't with the shenanigans.
You're right. They weren't with it.
Right. They weren't with it. They were about to come over here and make some things happen.
They're going to come in and take over America. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely there's a lot that you're touching on in your book.
Of course I'm making it very
We don't want to give them all the meat and potatoes,
right,
okay? But we want to meat and potatoes. Yeah, but we definitely want to. Yeah, we definitely want to touch on it. Now we know, and I have heard in the past, and you have said in the past that that you support Donald Trump. Okay.
I didn't know you were gonna go so early with that right now. It's 6:39. I was just. 6:39.
We got about 27 minutes. Maybe what do we got? 17 minutes. Okay.
Go ahead, get it on.
We got to get it off. Okay. So Donald Trump is running again for the president of the United States, and he has multiple convictions of
34 convictions.
Right, and he has some pending. Okay.
And he has some pending,
yeah. So how are you feeling about this his convictions, and what's your plans? You still on this team? What's going on?
There's nothing changed with me at all. Let me tell you the reason why. I've already addressed it earlier. President Trump, during my generation,
ex-President Trump. He's not the president now.
Well, okay.
Former
President Trump.
Okay.
He's the only president during my generation. And I'm gonna pause because what I'm about to say, most folks I've already get in disagreements, but then they say, "Oh, that makes sense." I saw him when he said to our demographics, "What is it that you have to lose by trying something different?" We
tried it though.
And he said, and during that period of time, I've seen young brothers under 50, under 40, drop their balls. Our heterosexual brothers who want to take care of their family, they want to do the right thing. I will never be against President Trump for what he's done for our demographics of people, of men that allowed us to be men in this country. Okay.
So are you saying that no one else has allowed you to be a man?
I'm saying that the government. Okay, let me back up.
And real quick, Deshaun says Trump should not be president. MAGA trolls are in a cult.
Well, I'm not here to get into debate whether, but here's my point. President Trump was not a traditional politician. President Trump is not liked by neither Republicans or Democrats. He disrupted their system. And so many of us are caught up on the shenanigans and all this stuff. But this thing is much bigger.
He brought the
that.
shenanigans, though, Uncle Mishar.
No,
he brought the shenanigans.
He
is shenanigans. His middle name is Donald Shenanigans Trump. Okay, because he brings the shenanigans.
Said that he would drain the swamp. When he said that he would drain, he said that in his case going in. He said, "I'm coming in to drain the swamp." What did you think that meant?
This is the thing. I don't care. Okay, because Trump will never get my vote. Okay, I think that all he does is try to stir up shenanigans. Like that's what he does. He doesn't make any decisions on his own about anything.
So do we need to go biblical?
He is basically a walking filibuster.
Can we go biblical?
That has to do with everything. Like he filibusters everything. He can go to 7-Eleven and say, you know what, that Slurpee, okay, was against me. Okay, even though it was free on July 11th, it was against me, and that's what he's gonna do.
So this is how I answered people who told me about Trump, and I said, listen up, I don't give a freak about it. I gave them the scripture, Numbers 22:21. Where the donkey, when God, I actually did this too. I got a donkey, put the orange hair on the donkey. I said, lay it here. Donald Trump is our donkey in this generation. He's our donkey. The Bible said that because the people would not listen to the good, wise counsel that was being heard, they turned around and had a donkey turn around and talk to him. Okay. And they said, why are you talking? He said, because you ain't listening. So I took an animal, which is a jackass, okay, and I'm going to have him speak. All I'm saying to you is that I recognize the jackass, okay, and I'm still believing that he can still be used for good for those who are astute enough to recognize the good that he's bringing, and that's how I leave it.
I think that you can recognize the good in a whole bunch of bad people, right? I think that it's okay. You people are naturally going to recognize good in people who are trash, okay? And I think that I'm gonna go to some of the comments real quick. Deshaun says Trump didn't do anything for black people. Black people thinking that he helped is false. He helped himself, and some black people benefited as a result. Miss Jackson Brown says Democrats are not for us. Trump took the mask and exposed, and basically the same thing that you have said before. So the reality is that we all can have a different opinion, right?
Sure, and that's the beauty of us now. And
the reality is, though. The reality is that some people are not great for to run our United States. And real quick, how do you feel about him possibly pardoning the people? We're talking about Donald Trump, possibly pardon the people who went into the Capitol and for an attempted coup. Just that. That's just a question. Just that.
Here's my answer to you on this. I've already talked about the Jamestown, and I talk about the revolt. My birthday is January 6th. I was actually in the room or on the telephone with 50 or 60 people who were talking about going to do that, and I told them. I said, you all are no different. You're no different than Black Lives Matter when you were complaining around about the destruction.
We're not talking about Black Lives Matter. Let's stick to it. My question was, how do you feel about? My question is,
I can't answer that question without giving you a story. My question is this, Mike, to answer your story, to answer your question, I'm telling you that there is a reason why January 6th took place. And regardless if you want to acknowledge,
oh my gosh, Uncle Mishar, if January 6th, let's say,
just like Bacon
let's just say
needed to happen. All I'm
right,
saying,
but so it
all I'm
needed to
saying is
happen
that
with
if
white
he
people.
pardoned
It
him,
needed
he
to
pardoned him.
happen with white people, right? Because in the event that it was people who look like me and you, I'm
know
sorry,
that.
we
know
right,
that.
but that's the challenge here, and that's what we need to.
But,
That's what we need to get past.
but my point is
one
that
thing. Miss Jackson Brown said, and I don't know if it's Mrs. or Mrs. I'm sorry. We need to create our own political party. Completely agree. Okay, but
I agree with
the
that.
problem is we can't wait to the last damn minute to do it. Okay, so it needs to be formed and structured.
But we don't
advance.
need to create a party. We need to vote differently. I mean, just like the Tea Party.
And Republican or Democrat is not the way. That's what I'm trying to.
Bro,
that's what we're saying.
You can become a voting bloc. I know about this. You don't have to change parties, okay? All you have to do is become a voting bloc, okay? Do you realize the Tea Party was a Tea Party, not just
well, the reason why you register to a party, though, it has to do with primary elections and caucuses. That's why that is what I can register in a certain way. But let's talk about real political science, though. We're talking about the reason why that you register for these things have to do with caucuses and how to get those people in the office. So no, you can't be a Republican and then you like a Democratic candidate and you can't go to that caucus and vote. But I think that essentially what Ms. Jackson Brown is saying is that yes, we need to create a political party, whether it be an independent or whether it be whatever it's going to be, but we really need to create cohesiveness so that we can understand this is the route that we're going, and this is who we need to vote for. But the problem is that we're so divided we can't even stick on that point.
So
Nora Karma says 11.9% can sway in many things. Also says just like a union or a board or a party, and Nora Karma is an actual political scientist from Southern University. So
what to respond to what you're saying, we have yet to create, and I've learned this, lobbyists. Lobbyists is what get things done. Okay.
So let me tell you what my first job was when I was 14 years old. I was a lobbyist for school to work programs for the state of Nevada.
Very good.
How crazy is that, right? I'm 14 years old. I'm getting
they're
flying me up to Reno. I'm taking a helicopter to Carson City, and I'm going in front of the legislature, and I am lobbying. So us having more lobbyists is great, right? But the problem with lobbyists now is that they're just dropping off a basket of fruit and they got $100,000 in there to tell you which way to go. We need to regulate that.
I'm gonna use my lawsuit as an example of what I'm talking about. See, my lawsuit.
We have about 6 minutes too.
So I'm not your Black America. When I first started writing my book, I wasn't writing my book based on that title. And so since we're talking about closing, I wrote my book initially. It was called Conservative Uncle Michon, and I'm going to tell a little funny. CUM, you might like this. I was walking around and had a hat with CUM on, Conservative Uncle Michon. And my wife called me and said, excuse me, do you know what you're saying on top of your hat? And I like, what are you talking about? And oh my God, CUM. So, cause that's my little funny for you all. So I'm walking around with CUM on my hat, and there is a Conservative Uncle Michon. And what I discovered in my lawsuit, they were so used to treating culturally our men a certain way that they were treating me a certain way. And I recognized it, and I decided that I am not your Black. And that is my message to us as we're closing. If we're going to we cannot continue being their Black. When we say that we continue being their Black, we are buying into the game, the chess game that's already being played, that's already rigged against us. And so when I walked in my operating room and told all my American European friends that I was no longer their Black, I am Michon, and I want to identify with my ancestors who are American slaves or descendants of American slaves, I never will never forget the older anesthesiologist, European man, walk up to me and he said to me, "Hey, Michon, I already know you're not black. You part of your ancestors, and I'm glad that you know who you are." It was liberating. That was 20 years ago. That was liberating when I realized, just like playing a game of chess, they're not obligated to tell us if we don't know how to figure it out for ourselves. So my point is, as we closing, and you know what? This is my new revelation. I realized something. I can't force this on everybody. Maybe everybody going to be talking about this after I'm dead and gone. But all I'm saying is for all of you that would understand it, if you get my book, it's like the Matrix. If you don't read it, you just taking the blue pill. You're going to just stay the way you are. But if you read my book, it's like taking
not the
the
blue
red
pill.
It's like taking the red pill and you become much more astute. Not saying I need you to agree with me, but you're going to become much more astute. And that's the only reason that I believe 99 cents making my book available audio to everyone so I can help more people become more astute till we can have this conversation a little bit more. I don't hear you.
Yeah. So we have here a link in the comments for your book, 99 cents. Click the link, go ahead and get the audiobook, and you will be able to add your input, whenever we revisit this conversation. And I do want to address Eric James. He said the whole concept of lobbyists should be illegal. And I didn't get a chance to say this, Eric James, but so when I was 14, lobbying for school to work programs and all of those good things, I thought to myself later on, I was like, you know what? That was a really persuasive thing to do, to have me have those conversations. And then too, just thinking about the conversation that we had back then, like
right.
You're absolutely right. Like the whole lobbyist situation is interesting. But I think that because it's already there, we're going to have to figure out how to make it work for us, so that it can be beneficial. Now, Uncle Michon, before you go, okay, listen, I really want you to think about voting for this man. I really want you to, I don't want you to say anything today. I just want you to, go home and be like, you know what?
You wasting your words.
I'm going to really process through all of these
I was
things.
A conservative, just so you could
it's not even about being conservative. I think that at some point you have to vote. You know what? You have to vote correctly.
No. Vote correctly. Oh my God. Oh, Lord. Killer Mike. I'm just going to agree with Killer Mike said. I love what Killer Mike said. Vote the issues, the policies, not the person. See. So I don't
Nora
give
Karma,
a flip.
What Nora Karma, what's the book that Uncle Michon needs to read? Let's talk about that.
I'm about voting the issues, not the person.
Jasmine says, sounds like Uncle Tom, a.k.a. Uncle Ruckus.
Oh, wow.
Listen, these are the comments, so you can revisit these comments later.
I love it. See, you need to read my book, because I talk about the Uncle Tom in my book. So those people who want to call me Uncle Rufus or Uncle Tom, I embrace that. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And I, what I appreciate this go around. I appreciate your delivery and tone this round. And I know we talked about that because I think that people really need to hear your message. And I think, although I don't agree with everything you say, and I will probably never will, right? But I think that we can agree to have open dialogue about things that are important. And there are people who are on your side and they believe the things that you believe, and, and vice versa. So I think it's always important. Nora Karma says that when it is in better interest of the people they service, make them feel your value. And I think that you should continue that. Like we said earlier, you have a audiobook. It's 99 cents. All you have to do is click the link, pay your 99 cents, boom.
And the next time, and it looks like So you just said something, and I'm gonna close with this. Here, you just acknowledged that I became better since the last time I've been here.
And that's why I know by the time we get to this election, we're going to be even better. Anything you need to say. Anything you need to say to the. Anything you need to say to the people before we sign off. Where can they find you on social media? Where can they find you on social media? All that.
All you got to do, only thing I care about you doing is going to UncleMeSean.com. And because my name is so unique as Uncle Mesean, MESHOREN, UncleMeSean.com. And you will reach anything and everything, because the most important thing that I believe, my legacy, I have less years ahead of me, is my book and that message that I'm delivering. Go listen to the message. Those who didn't hear the message, go listen to the message, and then listen to it. And then the next time my sister have me on this air, I can have more people talking from my book and the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying versus from their feelings and emotions.
Right. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you coming through.
Thank you for
I am
having
going
me.
to end this real quick because we have a show coming on right behind this.
And make sure I get a copy of this.
Oh, yeah, you will for sure. And then thank you again for hanging out and, being you and all of that good stuff.
I can't be nobody else.
All of you who are listening, go ahead and drop the comments, click the rewind button, click the share button, tell your friends about us, and go to UncleMeSean.com and go ahead and get that 99-cent audiobook, okay? We'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.
What's up, everybody? It's your main man, 360 the Poet. Hey, Las Vegas, get ready to celebrate Freedom Day with Rainbow Dreams Educational Foundation at the 23rd Annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival. It's going down Saturday, June 15th from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Expo World Market Center located at 435 South Grand Central Parkway. Join us for a Jubilee celebration like no other, featuring food, vendors, live DJs, prizes, and a free concert you won't want to miss, featuring Billboard Top 10 artist Jay Brown, along with Maya Milan, Vice City, and Vegas' own Ray Millie. Free health screenings provided by Southern Nevada Health District. There's a kid zone, prizes, giveaways, and more. Empowering people and igniting the culture at the 23rd Annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival. For more information or to register for your e-tickets, visit June19lv.com. That's June19lv.com. This event is powered by Zappos, Google, and the Love Live campaign. Love freely, love openly, love fearlessly. Live you equals you.